Hi guys, it's Jody. Today's video, we're back with more US Floetrol fun. This is going to be the final installment of my US Floetrol experiments. Not to say I'm not going to be using it again in the future, but as I've been experimenting to see what happens. So today we're going to be using US Floetrol and acrylic paint as pillow. I wanted to try that out along with using US Floetrol as the pouring medium as well as the cell activator. So I'm super excited to see how this works. So let's go get started. All right, so we are going to mix up our acrylic paint pillow. We're going to mix it up with the US Floetrol here. And I'm actually going to do two. I'm going to do one on camera just so you can see what I'm doing. And then I'll do the other one off camera. Otherwise, this is going to be a really long video. But I want to do a white and a black, and I'll explain everything as we get into the video and painting. But we're going to use the Amsterdam titanium white, and then I'm going to mix off camera the Amsterdam Oxide black. These are also what I use for cell activators, but we're going to use them for pillow today. So I've got a 16-ounce cup here. And I think I'm only going to mix up I'm going to put about 14 ounces. So I'm going to say, I'm going to go to this line right here with the Floetrol. So we're just going to pour that in there. And we'll see how much paint we need. I don't do this very often, so I'm not sure how much paint I'm going to need. I'm just going to start squirting. But that's how much Floetrol we started with. All right, let's see. Let's start with that. I don't know. I couldn't even estimate if I told you what I would put in there. Maybe that was about an ounce of paint, ounce and a half. Some more. Should probably be enough. All right, so this is what I've got so far. So far, what I've mixed in here is probably, I showed you the line that I went at. That was probably about 12 to 13 ounces. And the more I thought about it, of Floetrol. And then I've probably put in about 1.5, maybe 2 ounces of paint. And it's still a little bit thin. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this out and I'm going to add a little bit more paint. I want it just a touch thicker. Probably not going to need all of this anyway. I'll just use the rest for something else. But let me do that. Pour some of this out. I probably should have went a little bit less, but that's okay since we're gonna be using two different color pillows. I'm gonna mix up less of the black, probably about that much, but I'm gonna just put in just another healthy squirt of this paint. All right, I don't know if you can see that. See the consistency of that. It does leave a trace, probably about 2 second, 1.5, 2 second trace, which it's a lot thinner than I'm used to for a pillow, but since we're going to be doing a swipe today, I think it'll be just fine. I'm going to say, you know, anybody trying to copy this for recipe's sake, and I'll put it in the description box down below, I would say like 11 ounces of the Floetrol I use to maybe 1.5, 2 ounces of paint, of the white paint. I don't know what that comes out to in equal parts. I don't do this a lot. I'm used to using house paint, so this is really new for me. But we're gonna see how it goes. So there's that one, and then I'm going to mix up the black pillow paint off camera, and I'll be right back. All right, we are going to run through the colors again really quickly. Same colors that we used in the last two US Floetrol experiment video, or last three. How many have we done now? I can't help it. I'm having so much fun with this. So we have, again, the Matisse Flow, the dioxazine purple. Again, this is only mixed with US Floetrol for pouring medium. I've got just a little bit left of each of them, so we should have enough just for this swipe here. And then the next one was the PBO Studio Acrylics, the blue-green. Tiny amount left here, but should be enough for what we're going to do today. And then finally the Atelier Free Flow, the red gold. All right. And then there's that one. This one, it's a guesstimate. I've got everything in the description box down below as well, but this was around 1-to-1 paint for Floetrol. And then the other two were like around 2-to-1. I was really looking at the color and the consistency. The consistency is going to be thinner than using, you know, like an untinted base paint for your pouring medium. We're using Floetrol today, so it is going to be a bit thinner. And then the cell activators, I thought, okay, I have both of my US Floetrol cell activator recipes mixed up, and you've seen me use both in these swipes now. So I'm going to use both in this one swipe when we use the acrylic paint background that is mixed with the Floetrol. So there's a theme here. This is US Floetrol. We want to see how well we can push it. But this one is my higher ratio, the one where I mixed it 10-to-1 with Floetrol, and then I added maybe about a 1/4 teaspoon of distilled water just to thin it just a little bit more. So there's that cell activator. And then this is my original US Floetrol cell activator recipe with the Let's try that again, Jody. It's my original US Floetrol cell activator recipe with the Minwax, the glue, the ink, and all of that. And this is the consistency there. And what I'm filming here, this is actually a day later from when we mixed up the pillow paint that you just saw. So I wanted to just show that to you again. All right, this was the Amsterdam titanium white that we mixed with the Floetrol for our pillow, and it didn't really thicken any. This did sit overnight, and again, if you need the measurements, you can refer back to what I was talking about a little bit earlier. I will also have them in the description box below. I was kind of guesstimating on it, but anyway, here is what we have for this white pillow. And then the black pillow, we mixed up the Amsterdam Oxide black mixed with US Floetrol, and that was the thickness we got there. They didn't really thicken any, even though they sat overnight. I did cover them. So now let's go paint this piece. All right. Now for this piece, I have got a 10-by-20 canvas, standard canvas, and my idea, I've already shown you the pillow and all the colors and everything, so my idea here is I'm going to put half white and then half black, and then I want to kind of swipe in the middle and then try to keep it that way. But we're going to swipe with both cell activators, one going this way and one going that way, and do maybe a little bit of fun stuff there. So I'm going to get this flooded and I'll be right back. All right, I've got this all spread out now as best as I can. I've never actually done two different pillows in the back, so my line is a little wavy, but I'm kind of digging it, so we're going to go with it. But I've got my normal palette knife that I'm going to swipe with, and I'm going to get this loaded up. I'll let you know which cell activator and all the colors, the order. All right, this is actually the black cell activator, the US Floetrol cell activator that has the Minwax, the glue, and all that good stuff, the OG recipe. And then I have the dioxazine purple, the blue-green, and then the red gold. So we're going to start right here. Ooh, look at that response. Wow. That is so cool. Wow, it's super responsive with this pillow. You can see the cells a lot more over here. It's kind of muted there, but still so super cool. Not a lot of pillow cells either normally, especially over here. All right, I'm going to load up again and we're going to go this way. I'm going to use the other cell activator this time, the one at the higher ratio. All right, once again, I've got the US Floetrol cell activator at the higher ratio, and then I've got the dioxazine purple, the blue green, and the red gold. Definitely getting a reaction. It's definitely going over here too, but I want to that out a little. Let's keep going. That's cool. Those are the only two swipes I want to do because we've got a lot of paint on here. I really just wanted to see the reaction, and I kind of want to just play with this a little. Have some fun with it. Right here. There we go, that's better. All right. I'm kind of digging. It's pretty simple, and we need to spin it to get some paint off because it's going to move around, so we're probably going to lose a lot of what I just did. All right. I am going to meet you over at the spinner box. All right, here's what we got before we spin it out. I'm just going to kind of spin it slowly, I think, and then guide it. This is using this kind of pillow. I'm not quite sure how much I'm going to need to take off yet. So let's just spin and go slow because I want to try and keep a balance of the black and the white, or it might just turn all into color. Kind of want to go this way just a little. All right, we're going to bring it back. And I'm going to put it up here because I want to take just a little bit more off the top than I do the bottom. I'd love to keep this here if I can. Ooh, yeah. These cells are opening up nicely. I did get more of a cell reaction from the cell activator with the Minwax. The one at the higher ratio kind of petered out towards the end here. It looks kind of gives you more of the starry effect, but I'm digging it, so we're going with it. But I kind of want to don't have too much more paint to get off, but I do want to kind of get a little bit more of that off right there if I can. Whoa, without losing the piece as well. That's so funny. Sorry if it's out of view. Just trying to kind of guide it and work with it, and I've lost more of what was down here. I really wanted to keep it, but that's all right. I'm going to go up over just a little. See if I can get rid of that. Almost there. Actually, I I can touch up the rest with some white paint, I think. Actually, I'm really liking how it's flowing. Let me just bring that back down a little. All right, let me just do this is so cool. I'm starting to get some white flecks over here, which tells me I'm letting too much paint go off over here. But I kind of want to bring it this way. And then see here. Yeah, this here I'm going to touch up really quick. All right, this is totally different than what I was imagining in my head, but it's pretty dang cool. Not gonna lie. It's different. It's definitely different. But I'm totally digging it. All right, let me just move that. I just wanted to fix up that corner really quick. All right. Didn't get to keep a lot of my little scoop and drags there, but this one down at the bottom here turned out really cool. Okay, I am really digging this. I like it this way. I like it this way the best. All right, I'm calling that done. That is a winner chicken dinner. I'm gonna get cleaned up and I will bring you over for the flyover of this guy. All right, here it is as a whole before I bring you in and show you all the sparkly details. There is some nice shimmer from that blue-green, and there are, you know, a lot of cells came in, but then a lot of this starry effect too, which literally it's mostly US Floetrol that we're using in here, and paint, and then a little bit of the Minwax and the glue from that cell activator. So definitely gives a different effect with the acrylic paint pillow, but I'm totally digging it. This is probably my favorite part, like right in here. And all this, the cells, and it could be, you know, the pillow needs to be thickened up. If that's the route you want to go, maybe it make it a little bit thicker. I tend to like my pillows thicker as well. That is so super cool. I love how, I mean, the cells are completely different, but it just looks so cool. The color mixed together. And I'm so glad I did both the black and the white. It really kind of, this piece is totally different. Not what I had in mind, but I'm totally digging it. I love these cells. They look like, I don't know, they almost look like giraffe spots with the way they are shaped. It's so cool. I'm not seeing any animals in here though. If anybody sees any, let me know. I always love hearing that. So I am going to let this dry. I'm hoping it dries well, and I will be back to give you the dried results. All right, here she is all dried, and she dried exactly as you saw it wet. Didn't move, the cells didn't shift, they didn't grow any bigger, I didn't get any more white spots, you know, that kind of thing. It just kind of stayed put when you saw the flyover. So I'm going to bring you in and kind of show you more of the detail up close, and I am going to pick it up to, there are some really nice shimmers from that blue-green, and I'll show you a few other orientations that I like as well. So, and it dried. I mean, I always know that Floetrol dries a bit matte, well, a lot matte, and it dries a bit darker too. But I mean, you can see the way the white, how it dried, and then just the black, how it dried to him. It dried really nice, very, very smooth. But there's those giraffe spot cells I was talking about. I love that. Definitely, these cells are a little bit different using the acrylic pillow, but it's so cool. I mean, there's definitely a place for this. This is just so cool that most of this painting, I'm like dying over here. Most of this painting is used with US Floetrol. This is probably my favorite spot right here. And that right there. I wish I could have left some more paint on with the design we had, but I'm really digging this. So let me show you right here. Here you kind of get some of those hidden cells down here. If you see in the where the black pillow is, you can see that a little bit of a shimmer in there. And that blue-green just gives off really nice subtle shimmers. And then all that will come back and be revived once it's varnished. I'm also liking it vertically as well. I like it this way. I'm not sure about the white on the bottom and the black on top. And then this way vertically works really well too. So I would love to hear what orientation you like best out of this. And I'm gonna flip you around now and give you my final thoughts. I had so much fun with these experiments with the US Floetrol, using it as pillow, as pouring medium, and as cell activator. I mean, it's, as you just saw, it turned out really nicely. It does, I'm going to stress again, it does dry super matte, and the colors tend to be a little bit darker. That's, I think that's just a known trait if you're using Floetrol, US Floetrol specifically. I've not tried any of this with the Australian Floetrol. I haven't decided if I'm going to do that yet, since it is a bit pricey, and I don't have as much as I do US Floetrol. I mean, I can just go down to the store and buy it for 13 bucks a gallon. So I'm still thinking about it, but I'm so glad I got to experiment with the US Floetrol like this. And I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Have you tried this yourself? Have you tried something similar? I know you can use US Floetrol for other forms of fluid art, but I was kind of specifically using it for, like the Bloom's technique and the Bloom's swipe, and kind of how we use the different components, the pillow, the pouring medium, and the cell activator. And my conclusion, it works really well, and if that's something you want to try, totally go for it. So let me know what you thought of this overall experiment. Have you tried it? I would love to hear your thoughts on it. So with that, thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.